We have to begin to aggregate. For those that may not understand that word, I use it often, is to bring our resources, our energies, our education, our experiences together for one common purpose, is to liberate and to lift us up and move us forward. The lobbying effort is essential for this because, number one, if we're going to compete, we have to become more educated politically. Our stuff ain't got shit done for us. Y'all know we got to talk plain. We family. We got to be smart. We see the same things we're fighting for in the U.S. and the U.K. and all over the world. And it has to change. We have to be smart, we have to be strategic, and we have to be tactical. Unapologetically. Of those that are amongst us that are working against our best interests. But we have to have a common sense of value. We have to have a common sense of collective codes that we operate from. The brothers protect the women and the children. The women work beside the brothers work beside the women. No more separation. We gotta work together. We don't care if you're part of the Caribbean Association, the Rastafarian Association, the African American Association. Number one is this agenda. And if you're not for the agenda of helping to liberate us and move us forward, you gotta ask yourself a question. What's your purpose? Again, we're not in competition with anybody else. We're here to bring us together. It doesn't make any sense why any of our people have to beg people that look like us for our children to get properly educated. We should have learned that from what we saw and experienced our parents and foreparents did in the 50s trying to beg folks. Because I believe, honestly, if people will treat you wrong, they're going to teach you wrong. So why subject our children to that? We should have our own schools. Thank you. We should have our own economic system. And body which Brother Tyrone would elaborate on that right after I'm done. I'm about to wrap it up. But the fact is, this lobbying effort doesn't just say, hey, we support you. We're behind you. No, it requires money. Because at the end of the day, our beggar, listen, the year of return, I got to say this. We know who with no pay, coming up and down from the mountains every day at the Jubilee House to make sure that certain things were getting done right, and even fought with them to try to get it done against some people in position that did not want to cause no risk. I'm telling you straight up. To the point that his character was even assassinated for a while. And we're still in the same place. This is not Bloods and Crips. This is not the North versus the South. This is not light skin versus dark skin. This is Africans first. And it's got to be a mindset of Africans for Africa first above everything else. Because if we don't have liberation, if we don't have everything that's rightfully ours, we have nothing. Because most of you guys are not citizens at any time. If they wanted to, they could put you on a plane and send you back. I don't care how much land you purchase. They could do that. It's a sovereign nation. Not to say that anybody will. This is why we must galvanize, we must aggregate, and we must support this lobbying effort, not just with your experiences, not with just your expertise, but with our pockets. We need fundraising. We need to raise millions if we get what we want to get. Because if you want to use us to propel the hotel and tourism industry here, you damn
to be able to engage in business proposals so that they're price different. Sometimes it costs up to $1,000 a year. So imagine how many of us are here in Ghana right now? Could you give an estimate? Does anybody know that? Okay. So imagine if you gave us, instead of paying every year $1,000, 10 years past, you pay $10,000. You still haven't got your citizenship. So imagine if we just for 1 year said, okay, let's put up that $1,000, try to get our citizenship together. 1,000 times 5. We got $500,000 that we can use to lobby. I'm sure we got these people complaining about other races coming here and getting their citizenship like that. It's not because they're playing favoritism. They come with that bag. They come with the check. So a lot of times we have to put our resources together to get things done. We can't leave it up to faith and hope and and that people are going to do us right. So by putting our money together, we can get a lot more done for ourselves. But to segment into the business portion. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but this is something that we are creating, an organization, a platform, a business commerce where we can make ourselves rich. You see Palace Mall, China Mall being built. This is not one family. Everybody can be a part of it. Nobody is left out. So pretty much, we just want to see a list of those. Is there a sign up here? This one. Okay.
And there's a Google Doc link that we need to get to everybody so you can fill it out. And if you're interested and you want to come to the meeting that we'll go into more in depth about the business platform and what that will entail, if you want to be a part of that, then you can mark that on that Google Doc. If you want to be assist, if you think what we're talking about in terms of the lobby information, we need to collect that information. It's not just about, y'all want to go back home and then put the burden of this on us. It can't be that way. You understand? It has to be all of us. All of us. All of us. Even those of you who are watching live, you too. It has to be all of us. Home and say, well, since y'all going to handle it. You know what I'm saying? It can't be that way. Or whether y'all going to take care of it. All of us have to be involved. We need all of you to go tell people, hey, we have a lobby group in Ghana. Send some money. We need money. And I keep telling people, we want things, but we don't want to put no money behind. And that's why we keep getting left behind. We're left behind in the States. We're left behind everywhere because black people don't want to give up any money. But that is not reality. That is political naivety. That's thinking like a child. That's not how things are done. In the real world, when it comes to politics, money has to move. You understand? And then you get what you want. A prime example of that is the new hemp legislation. I like to give this example because this is reality. There's hemp legislation that a group of brothers here were able to help get some of that legislation passed, but they don't even have the license. You know who got a license? The Lebanese got a license. You know why the Lebanese got a license? Because they went and built the whole hemp. What was the building? They built the narcotics building for the government of Ghana. And so they got the license to sell hemp, to grow hemp. But the brothers don't, because we're not serious. I feel so, I can't tell you how I feel when I'm riding around Fintech and all this, and I see all these others. I'm not mad at them. They're playing the game. We are the ones who just assume that what should be done, and that people will do what's right by us because it's a moral thing to do. That's thinking like a child. That's not thinking like a politically mature person. You understand what I'm saying? We need to come together. We need money. And that's just the bottom line. So we can go and lobby. They do it in the United States. How the pharmaceutical companies run the whole United States now? They have lobbyists that go to Congress to get, and they go with money. They're not going empty-handed. You understand what I'm saying? So if we want proper, the things that you say you want. For example, in this Homeland Return proposal that's before Parliament right now, we haven't even gotten the opportunity to look at it with our own two eyes. I've actually looked at it. Y'all asked to look at it. Dr. Chambon has asked to look at it. And for some reason, nobody won't let us look at it. And I don't understand that. It's going to directly affect my life and my child's life. But I can't see it. You understand what I'm saying? All we were able to see was somebody's summary of what they read. And they give me dealing with the land. Your indenture should only say 50 years. That's per the Constitution. Even if they put 99 years on it, guess what? When you go to register, they're going to register for 50 years. Then at the end of the 50 years, you can renew for the remaining, but it's only going to be 50 years. But the Ghanaian gets 99 years. You understand? So there's a lot of things that we have to fight for ourselves, coming home. You tell me to come home and I have a right to come home, man. Do you know there are certain businesses in Ghana you cannot do because they are reserved for Ghanaians? Beauty shop, barber, taxi driver, you can't do it. You want to own a taxi, you're not supposed to unless you buy a fleet. I think it's like 25 or more. That's the only way. You see what I'm saying? But if you want to just have one or two taxis, you're not supposed to do that. They are reserved for those things for Ghanaians. So how are we to survive? You understand? How are we to survive? So this is why this lobbying group, this thing that we're trying to do, is for all of us. I said to some people the other day, that's a really, I'm going to thank y'all. Y'all are citizens. Y'all are citizens. They're out here for you and me. And me, I'm married to a Ghanaian. So I'm pretty much straight. For those of you who are married, my indenture says 99 years. You understand? My business, I can put my husband, he's my husband. I can put him down as a majority shareholder and get the local rates. But you can't. So I'm in a better position than you. We are okay. So it don't matter about, no, you need help. You know what I'm saying? So we all have to come together to do this. There's some issues going on now with the residency permit that is really, really causing me some concern. And you may think I already got my residency permit, so all this stuff that's going, you got to renew it. You got to renew. You understand what I'm saying? So the issues that people that are coming are dealing with, don't get too comfortable. That's what I'm telling y'all. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. So right now, let me give you a little bit of history about what's going on with immigration. Before 2019, before this year of return initiative, the only way you're supposed to get residency in Ghana is to be a retiree, you own a business here, you're married to a Ghanaian, or you have a work permit. That was the four ways. So when the president did this come home, return initiative, then immigration said, okay, well, we need something in place to be able to give these people residency outside of me. They require a letter of support from the president's office. That's why a lot of people have to go to the Office of Diaspora Affairs in Dubois House to get a letter of support. Because without that letter of support, if you don't fall into one of those four categories, you can't get residency here. Okay? So we all have been going to Office of Diaspora Affairs. Brother Gal been taking people. I've been taking people. Some of you here, I've taken you there to get that letter of support so that you can get your residency permit. Recently, I've been sending people there and they've been being turned away. Telling people they're not doing any interviews at the Office of Diaspora Affairs right now. They're working on something. They should call back. This is very concerning for me. You have 60 days to be in this country legally. You understand what I'm saying? And it's holding up people. You can't even open a bank account without residency. So you're putting people's lives on hold. Brother Yao has sent people to Office of Diaspora Affairs and they're telling them they're not doing interviews right now. I don't know what's going on over there. You understand what I'm saying? But it's a concern to me because it's affecting my people that are trying to get here. You understand? So that's one issue. I don't know what's going on in that office. Brother Yao, you've had some people that have been turned away as well. But you can't get residency without the letter. Okay? Then they're making people take the COVID test. That's an additional cost. And then they came up and said they added the medical, taking the medical. That's 1,100 Ghana cedis to take the medical exam. That was something that wasn't there before. trying to get the residency. You understand what I'm saying? And the latest thing that you need the ID card. Everybody knows that if you don't have your Ghana ID card, you need to get it. Because now, as of July 1st, any banking you do in the country, you can't without that ID card. The ID card you have to have. Now it's this vaccine. So a letter of circular was put out from the office of the immigration headquarters that you can't even enter immigration without showing that you are vaccinated. How are people supposed to go and renew their residency, extend their visa, and everything if they don't want to be vaccinated? That is their way of forcing you to get vaccinated. You see what I'm saying? Hey, it's a problem, you understand? It's a problem. It's a big problem. So they had to walk back on it. They put that circular out, but they only postponed it. So know that that's coming. So you may say, "Oh, I already got my residency," but you got to renew. You got to go back there. You understand? That's one place that we can't embrace. So these are a lot of issues that we are dealing with, and so we came together and said, we got to get the people. The people have to know what's going on. People have to be aware, and we got to put heads together. You understand? We got to put heads together, and we got to put money together. So,
It's important that everybody, it's a document. You want to use this, the Google app. Who has a smartphone? Because you can't do it right from your phone. I can give you the link. If you're ready to go to whatever web browser you have, you can fill the link right out. It will go right to an email address, and then we have a database to see where everyone is.
and then so I said all I need to say. I think we've made our point very clear on, the urgency of why this meeting has been called. Anybody have any ideas? Anybody want to work with the lobbying group? It's man on deck right now. It's critical. And so I'll open the floor up for questions now.
Give a link, and it also be sent via WhatsApp. So that
It's a paper going around, old school way, paper going around, but we will definitely send the link out too once we get it. Just please make sure y'all not writing in tongues. We don't need an interpreter. I'll write clear.
And another thing, real quick, just what came to mind. Can you show? I don't know if everybody here even knows what a Ghana ID card looks like. I mean, I can pull mine out. And I have my own.
What's the website for?
You can go to Ghana Immigration and get it.
This is a non-citizen ID card. It's mandatory.
It's the equivalent of $120. So whatever that is, it's like $770. Yes, you cannot even apply for the residency permit without that ID card. You need to have that and the letter from the office of Dr. or your grandparents. You have a birthright to citizenship. I've had some people who grew up in the States and they come back, but there's nothing. They have a different process. But for us, a retiree, married to a Ghanaian, work permit. The work permit is $1,000. I'm telling you that right now, and you got to renew it every year. And the company that you work for, so even if you register a company, you need to get a work permit to work for your company. Your whole company. You understand what I'm saying? So the work permit, I'm sorry, can you speak up? I had to pay $1,000 for the work permit. I had to pay $875 per family member for that card that they say I need because now I'm a foreigner doing business in a foreign country.
is another thing to segue with what you just said. This country is starting a new initiative beyond the return. And they're going to America to try to galvanize the people to come home. How are you going to bring incentives and offer incentives to them and you not taking care of us right here? Did you hear what I said? How are you going to try to get more of us to come bring their money and you not taking care, disrespecting, marginalizing us, ignoring us right here on the ground? And we can't say, I'm scared. What we got to lose? What's the worst thing they're going to do? Send you back to Chicago? There are 52, there are other nations here.
What incentives are they all offering?
Come again?
What incentives are they offering?
What incentives are they offering? There are none.
We got to make the demand.
That's why we need the lobbying group. That's the point.
None.
Oh,
No incentive.
what are they offering in this beyond the return? What incentives say that?
We spend a lot of money here daily.
Yeah.
Like if that money, a bird in the hand is worth two in a book. So what I'm saying is that if we spend a lot of money every day, and we have been spending money, people like 10 years, 30 years for our money. We're supposed to be respected as a people. We didn't come 10,000 miles for this. I didn't move my family way across land and sea for this. There are other countries we can go to.
Thank you.
That will welcome our buying power. And we have to think like that. It has come that time. We can no longer be silent.
You sound like a one-person lobby. This is what the Ghana card looks like. It's an ECOWAS card. Sister Afia, we got a citizenship in 2019 along with my son. She was able to go to the NIA and get it. What I just noticed was she actually got GH, which is a letter here which says she's Ghanaian. For most of us, they tie us to the country of where we're coming from, the passport, whatever passport says. So for me, it says Canada, CAN. For you, US. So when you go, there's the Bahamas. So when you go to NIA and you try to register, or when you go to anything you try to register, it will reject you because the system don't allow you as a foreign designate to get it. We always think of the motion all the time. Yeah, we were enslaved and came back, but this whole citizenship right to return didn't start in 2019. It started a long time ago, but if you go back to 2007, the Minister of Tourism actually sat down and said, let's target this demographic group called the African Americans. They're all rich. So they earmarked that from that demographic they could extract $4 billion. Yeah. So this was 2007. What was going on in 2007? 2007 was 200 years when in the UK abolished slavery. So 807, 207. So they got an idea somewhere off in your head. We could target this thing and make some money. That was 207. So 207 back up to 2019. The reason why they come back was economic. It's just plain simple. So don't get upset. Don't get upset. But now that we're here and we're coming, what can we do to make the best of our situation? Again, you need a lobby group to speak for your interest, and it doesn't exist. It does not exist. We've come close. We've had lawyers in the past, the international body of lawyers that have been working with us, but we dropped the ball. So here we are, gotta get a resident from how much money they got. Even the children get charged. The children are dependent on their parents, but why? So they don't understand it. Non-immigration don't care. My lovely grandmother, I'm glad she's here. 93 years old. I was there with her and the husband. Yeah. She came back just because she felt connected. She belonged here. And when we went down to immigration, they want to charge her. Why you come to Ghana? And I said, no, you can't charge the lady. She backed off. But Ulrich and his wife and his children, they got to pay. It's just for 1 year. You got to pay again. So why are you doing this to us if they come home? Now, Rwanda, they have a policy whereby if you want to see the place clean, they enacted laws that support that vision. So if you want us home, where's the policy that doesn't exist. It hasn't existed in 2016, 2019. You're still waiting. Now they're talking the Homeland Return Act. But in it, you're still not making any provision, any measures, any infrastructure to say what's going to happen. Okay, so we are proposing making so that when we do get citizenship, we can update that to 99 years least. Makes sense, right? It's in our interest, right? They said they'll consider it. What? Consider it. So they submit all that you guys want, submit it, we'll consider it. I said, well, listen. Dr. Combo and I were invited in 2018 when they were doing the Diaspora Engagement Act. I think it's another act. This is what it looked like. We defined who we were as in diaspora, as opposed to people who were in Ghana going to England to work. We talk about providing waiver. If you have a special talent, we talk about all this. When I gave it to Mr. Bobby a couple months ago, he said, "Brother, y'all, let's move to the Homeland Return Act." Perfect. But when I went back for it, because I forgot it, he couldn't find it. He know where it was. So my point is, they don't care. We people like y'all, brother, y'all talk Dr. Campon. We're in the trenches every day. We will speak to this issue, but we need how we all behind us.
So I got a question. What are we gonna do if they don't listen to our demands?
Say that again, kid.
What are we gonna do if they don't listen to our demands?
Like anything else, what the civil rights was all that done in the day? When the slavery, when the ancestors freed themselves, was done in the day. Even the Haitian Revolution wasn't done in the day. Right? So we have a right to the petition. It can be done. Now, some countries are now looking at what Ghana is proposing to do, and they're actually welcoming it. They need for one. Since we want you guys to come. Sierra Leone, Gambia, the South. So, like the sister said, we have other choices. It's just that Ghana is using us, but we need to stand up for ourselves. That's what we're doing. This is the reason why this is an emergency. Let's come together, regardless of what group or country, and let's put this together.
Excuse me. So.
1 second.
We can go first. So are you saying that if, can you hear me?
Yes.
Are you saying that if they don't follow our demands, then you will consider saying that we'll go elsewhere? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that we're going to advocate and fight for what we want. And there's different ways to get this done.
I don't know why you would think we won't get it. If we organize ourselves and we raise funds, we will get it. Because they're not saying no to the other people who are organized and have money. So if they can say no to us and crying and booing and they're doing us wrong. Instead of getting organized, get organized. Everybody pool the money. If everybody give a little bit of something, we'll have money. It doesn't have to be financially burdensome on a few people. Just even for brother y'all come from the mountains and come down. Cost money. Y'all see petrol is up 7 cedis a liter now. Y'all seen that? You understand? Moving around in a ride is not cheap. So we need, and then when we go and meet with some of these members of parliament, these ministers, invite them to dinner, have a talk with them, tell them our issues, hide the envelope over there. Yeah, I'm just being real. You understand? We need you to vote for this bill. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Hey, brother.
Obviously, I've experienced a lot of the frustration that are being spoken to. And I won't get on my personal thing about how Ghana sees us. But you all have articulated it. I'd like to become a part and help, especially on the business side with the brother. But my question was, you're speaking of citizenship. Are you saying dual citizenship or full citizenship? Which one, or both, are we fighting for?
Dual citizenship, that means you have.
That's my question.
Dual citizenship only means you have citizenship in 2 countries. That's it. That's all it means. So you don't give up your U.S. citizenship citizenship or your Barbados or Jamaica. You don't have to get citizenship here in Ghana. Okay? So what we're saying is we want to be full citizens, and we don't want to wait 10 years. We don't want to be a resident and keep renewing and, paying money and being subjected to all of these expenses, trying to get to a point where we can apply for citizenship. We want a streamlined, quick residence. There should be a clear-cut streamway, shorten the amount of time to become a citizen. You understand? So that is in the Homeland Return Act. They are shortening it, and from what the person who saw it, who gave us a summary, said, I think it's down to 5 years, and if you're married to a Ghanaian, it's 2 years. But there's some other things that, like I said, that were not addressed that I think need to be addressed in that bill, and we need a lobbying group so that we can go to these ministers. We can afford to take them out and have a talk with them. You understand what I'm saying? And for us to be able to do those, everybody, even the people in the diaspora watching the live stream, everybody needs to contribute to the effort.
So, Sister, you spoke about organizing, and my interest is in the lobbying group. I don't know how I get myself in it, but that's what I'd like to do. Lobbying, as well as a steering committee. I'm sure you have a lot of I'm not sure what the process is. And I'm sorry, I can't remember because you had said something about us, about our contributing to them, trying to take over the hotel business, the resort business, and that we want a part of it. I'd like to go a little farther and say that we don't want a part of it. We want that. We want to find a way to own into anything along the coast, along our coast.
Let me tell you something. Many of us here are in the land business. One of the things that we want to propose as part of our business economic process is something. How many of you all ever been to New Orleans? Oh, wow, y'all some party there is nothing here that's around our culture. Us from the diaspora. Everybody makes money from our culture, except us. But we complain about it. Hey, they're doing this, they're doing that. So why can't, if there's a China Mall, a Little Italy, Greek Town, whatever, why can't we have a historical diaspora village where it's an economic powerhouse? I don't know about y'all, but we need to be the new power brokers. Unapologetically. That being said, why can't we have a night spot, a restaurant, entertainment place that has jazz, has calypso, has reggae, has blues, has house music, has all these different things that are our culture, and around it, all the different artisans that showcasing our culture, all in one place. And then entertainment of all sorts. That's the type of things that we're talking about when we're talking about galvanizing. And also, you can live wherever you want to, but what's wrong? I say this all the time. If we were going to San Francisco right now, how many black-owned businesses are in Chinatown?
None. It's true. It's none.
Ain't nobody mad about it either. So why can't we have something that's showcasing who we are?
Yes.
Original jazz. Original blues. Original reggae. And then from there, we could have our studios, our cinematography. We got people here that actually make movies. Brother, raise your hand. There's another brother from Silver Spring, Maryland here that's a director making movies. We could be attraction. Why not have a Tyler Perry type studio here on the continent? See, if we're going to have these visionaries, if we're part of the new Africa, if we're part of the new Africans, we realize that everything that we've acquired from the diaspora is not something wrong with. Nothing's wrong with fights. We got a resilience. We got a resistance. We got a creative ability. When walls were put up, we figured out how to get around it, get under it, get above it, or knock the damn thing down. We didn't come here to be soft. Our brothers and sisters here need that energy. Why do you think one of the reasons Kwame Nkrumah came to us? To bring that spirit and bring it back. So our brothers and sisters here that are here on the land, born here, they need us as much as we need them. Let's be one again. Are y'all with us? Yes. We need to organize, and we need to organize now. Get this thing signed around, then we're going to contact everybody, like this brother said, that we can figure out, or no, we can have our sub-meetings, see exactly where to place people and be able to organize. But at the same time, we can't be delusional to think that we need to vet. Vetting is part of accountability. Because everybody is not excited about this. Sure. Mention a few things. Great economic program. Somebody mentioned community. Somebody mentioned a larger group. I've seen these meetings before, we all have. Do we have a physical space where those people who signed up can come to, book time and come to, or not even book time, but who can actually come freely, 9 to 5 if we use that kind of thing, and come and discuss and plan some of these things that we want to do to go forward. This is an open space emergency meeting. You can't leave here without having that space and that understanding. Point one, I like what the businessman had said. Let's collect some of his money. Don't disrespect him. And get this thing moving. There's others here. I like the thing about the lobbying group. The lobbying group needs money. Tell us how much you need from each of us so that we can move forward. Let's put some money on the table. Let's decide where we can come and give that money.
Like a cooperative, what was the idea?
So, yes, I have an office organization raise funds to get a legitimate 126 plus office. But what we want to do is what Brother Tyrone was saying. Let's go for a building together. If a bunch of people got businesses, let's go for a building together, and then in that building, everybody have a space. So it's not overly burdensome on any one person to have an office as beautiful East Glen Home or in Spencer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now, yes, it's not up.
My sister, I don't think you should treat this using up your office as a volunteer process. I think that the first thing is going to be, we're going to be looking at the lobbying group. Anyone who's coming to this office is going to say that we are with that process and we're moving forward. And if you or your operation or anybody else is going to facilitate it, if we say that the lobbying group fee is like 100 Ghana cedis or $1,000 or whatever, when they enter that office, they must realize that you have a light bill, water bill, and all of that. You got to set the agenda and make it clear. You have the people here present, so don't lose that opportunity. If you want them to come, we have to also be clear that you have expenses. You come, you have 500, you have 200, you have to have also the plan written down. This is what the money is going to put towards. So, and I also have to pay myself to facilitate.